Well, now, our beloveds, we are in the speeded up mode, meaning that we do more channelings now because humanity is ready for it. There are periods where we slow down the frequency of our messages because there's no point in inundating you, and oftentimes there's so much inner work that must be done that if we overpost, over-transcribed, overshare, the messages aren't heard. And while they are out in the ether, we do actually, believe it or not, have an objective to be heard by human ears, and as many as possible within reason. So this is where humanity finds itself today in the greater today. It's not this moment, at this time. It is what we're going to call the bridge between yesterday and today and tomorrow. As you all move, we want you to see it as a transition. You leave for a vacation or holiday early in the morning. It is dark out. You are driving down the road. Things look a particular way. And you're a little bit sleepy. You're kind of excited about the road trip. Lots of emotions that go through you. And as you settle into your road trip, you make stops, pit stops, gas stops, pee stops, food stops, whatever it is, oftentimes even picture stops to smell the roses or the coffee as it may be. And we encourage that. Stop being so goal-oriented. Boom, boom, boom. But as you continue on your road trip, and we have a particular inspiration today as somebody who we know and love dearly is actually doing a road trip. When you have the right approach for the road trip, you start off with a place or space of excitement, reality, you pack, you plan, you do the things, and then you go explore. However, by the end of the day, you're a little bit tired, you're a little bit spent, and you're really ready just to arrive, to get there. And so the energy with which you jumped into the car in the morning is vastly different than the energy throughout the day, and definitely is vastly different than the energy at the end of the day. When you are in familiar territory and you know it's another hour or 30 minutes before I arrive at my destination, and you just get called and you're so excited to come home, your energy changes. Your energy changes because you know you're almost there. And then you stop smelling the coffee. You stop observing the details because you're no longer on the journey to get there. You are now on the last leg. And that is where you, our humanity that we observe and that we treat and that we help and that we heal and that we love and that we share with, that's what we are observing. You all can instinctively feel that you're almost there, and you're rushing. You're rushing to get there, and you're not paying attention to the detail. So our request would be, stop asking when other people are going to wake up. Stop asking when other people are going to get it. Stop asking when people are going to be kinder and more loving and show up in a more meaningful way. Stop asking when people will actually act like Jesus. Everybody is stuck in their really weird narrative right now. And allow the other people, including those who are hateful, to be who they are right now, because that is, believe it or not, exactly where they are meant to be. And we would not say that they are hateful. You do, because by your definition, their behavior is hateful. By our definition, they're expressing an anger trigger because it feels safe. It's that simple. And you don't understand it because you do not understand their narrative, their belief system, nor their past experiences which explain or justify why they believe this. It is logical, practical, reasonable, and the right solution in their minds. And for you to argue with them just simply makes them dig in that much deeper or stronger. Instead, ask, why do you feel this way? Ask from a perspective like you are an alien who has come down to this planet with no agenda and honestly no understanding. When you express curiosity and ask somebody to explain, to justify their belief systems, their behavior, their actions, all of that, you will begin to see behind the veil. Now, you may not agree, but you will be able to see that somehow this really does kind of make sense if you look at it or through it with their particular narrative. There is a reason why each person is where they are at. If you can express gratitude that you're thankful that you're not there, wonderful, but there's no judgment. Oh, I'm so thankful that I'm not stuck in that narrative because mine feels better for me. I'm appreciative and thankful. But I also want to express compassion for that individual so that they can find love for themselves and the world and feel safe in the world, so that their particular stance maybe can soften a bit and that they can be less hateful in my eyes, and maybe also find a curiosity for why I see the world that I do, and that we can just figure this out. But at the end of the day, my goal is for this person to actually feel loved within their own body, to feel safe within their own body, within my presence, even though we so differ. But I want them to know what it feels like to feel safe in their body with somebody who really disagrees with them, because that is the singular gift that I can offer them without agreeing or enabling their behavior. Just by saying, I understand that this really is the belief system that matches your inner vibration. And I just want you to know that I see you, I hear you, and I believe you when you say that this is what you think is logical. And let's see if we can maybe have conversations on other areas of law or the world to see if maybe we can bring in different narratives that will help you to broaden your horizon, so you just have more data points without actually removing the ones that you have, because that negates or denies your own experience. It's a very difficult journey, and most are unable to do this, but if you can find yourself to get into that vibration and then just practice it by talking to people, being curious no matter who they are. Just be curious who they are, what they believe, and why, and expand your horizon too, so you too will have more data points to understand why the world looks the way that it does. Not that your way is right and theirs is wrong, because yours is right based on your belief system, and theirs is right based on their belief system. But how do you expand everything so that it is not your truth or their truth that matters, but what is actually true in this circumstance, which is that you are all one, and you're experiencing your oneness through the expression of diversity and contrast. And it is very difficult to love that which you don't understand or respect. So that is our next starting point for those who actually listen to us, because believe it or not, this little teeny tiny tribe that we have created here matters. You are moving the needle in ways that you cannot even imagine, because where two or more gather together in my name, that is where you will find me. I am here working in your midst, not only individually, but also collectively. And this is how you change the world, by being the change that you desire to see in the world. Because as you change, everything else around you has to change too. It is yours and only yours that we focus on your own internal vibration and allow others to expand their own in their own time, in their own fashion, in their own manner that makes them feel safe as well. Because you can't incubate a baby in less time than is required to incubate a baby. And some people incubate quickly, meaning they're more like a mouse, and others have the gestational period more like an elephant. You can't force somebody else to move into your gestational time frame. Allow them to have theirs, you to have yours, and you focus on how you can be the most loving, understanding, compassionate, and most importantly, curious individual who really tries to understand the why of why people view the world differently than you, because it really, truly makes sense in their own inner world. And that is our next task for humanity, to express more curiosity and less judgment. And so it is. Namaste.